What's up, everybody? It's your boy Leader the Fly coming at you with number 3 in the countdown on my top 10 video game consoles of all time. This one here is the SEGA Genesis. Yeah, I know it was originally called the SEGA Mega Drive. I get it. Now, this system was priced at $189. It was originally $199, but they wanted to keep a little $10 off to stay ahead of the game with the TurboGrafx 16, which never was any real competition anyway. I mean, for real. How many of us actually ever owned a TurboGrafx 16? Even my every console having ass never owned a TurboGrafx 16. Let's be real. Now, real quick, this was part of the 4th generation of consoles, and it was a successor to the Sega Master System. And that right there, that system, when it first came out, you were able to have the backwards compatibility if you had the adapter, so you could play your Master System games on your Sega Genesis or Mega Drive. I'm using the quote fingers. Now, this system was huge, yo. It was huge to me personally. I still remember that was one of the only things I remember my father actually going somewhere and buying me that costed more than like $10. Because when I saw it, I had to have it. Just like many of you had to have it. I mean, look at it. It was all black. The controller was slick looking. And in a minute, I'm going to get into some of their marketing ploys, which I felt were really good, such as that commercial. Check this commercial out real quick.
16-bit arcade graphics.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis does.
16-bit sports action.
You can't do this on Nintendo.
Alright, that's enough of that, man. I don't need no third-party content match or none of that stuff. But you get where I'm going. When we saw that commercial, who didn't want that system, yo? I know I did. I had to have it. I had to have it. Now, some of the marketing tools that they use, I believe, was pretty cool. Some of them worked, others didn't. Now, let's talk about, remember when Mortal Kombat came out? When they ported it over to the consoles, the controversy over that system, the US basically forced the Sega system to create the first content rating system, the VRC, which meant that game, rather than heavily censor the game, that meant that you had to be a certain age to buy it, and they didn't have to censor the game. Now, Nintendo didn't want to do that, which was eventually forced into joining the ESRB. Now, another route that Sega had to take in order to shake off Nintendo, so to speak, was the fact that they pretty much had the console game on lock as far as the arcade titles. This meant that they had to find an alternative route to getting their games out there, and they had to use names and likenesses of certain celebrities, such as the Pat Riley basketball, the Arnold Palmer golf, Buster Douglas boxing, Joe Montana football, Tommy Lasorda baseball, etc., etc. Oh, and I can't forget about Michael Jackson Moonwalker. Oh, man. Now, with the focus group they had back in the day, I still remember this focus group thing I saw, and you had teenage boys. They would not admit to owning a Super Nintendo because the Sega Genesis at the time was I'm using the quote fingers, the cool system to have at the time. That was a cool system to have at the time. I know I had one, so I didn't get a Super Nintendo till like years later, just to say I had it, pretty much, just to say I had it. Now, I'm gonna get into some of the add-ons, yo. Some of the add-ons in this game was alright, but it failed miserably. You know what? I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. The add-ons were not good. You had the Sega CD and the Sega 32X. Now, when you think Sega CD, okay, that means we're gonna get some good enhanced sound, some enhanced graphic capabilities. And the 32X is like, okay, 32-bit, that means good colors, lighting, movement, all of that. When the game came out, it had a game called Sonic CD and Night Trap. Wow. Night Trap, this game right here you're looking at. Yikes. It was starring a girl from Different Strokes, Dana Plato. Let's just say I've seen better acting in one of those old Get Legal with Eagle Man commercials. Really, really bad, man. Really bad acting in that game. It was one of those live action games, so you see it, so act like you know it. But all in all, man, this was personally the system I played more than any other system. But I couldn't make it number one because it would be too much fanboyism. I mean, let's think about it. When the game first came out, it came with Altered Beast as a bundle thing. One of Sega ploys that they used to get people to stay tuned and keep buying their console, they took their most popular game and made that part of their bundle system, which was Sonic the Hedgehog. So, can't be mad at them at all for that. Can't be mad at them at all. They did their thing. A lot of people are going to say, oh, Super Nintendo was better and they beat them. Find it. Google in fact that, because last I checked, Sega in the USA was a better system, and it did, you know, it probably didn't, it might not even have sold as good, but I don't even remember because I'm not looking at it right now, but Sega Genesis was a far better system to me than the Super Nintendo. So for anybody who wants to argue that point, feel free to do it in the comment section. Number 3 console of all time, the Sega Genesis. I'm out.